Hello and welcome. This is Chipster from KimberlyAnnHearts.tumblr.com. Here for the first of what I hope to be many sort of video essay speed paint things about Power Rangers, as I have a lot of thoughts about Power Rangers, too many thoughts sometimes, and I like to hear myself talk about those thoughts, and I hope you will too. Our first is appropriately the main thing on everyone's mind right now. Our newest season under Hasbro's ownership, Power Rangers Dino Fury. The first 2 episodes of Dino Fury have aired, and like usual, there's a lot of buzz over what's being introduced, what's being said by higher-ups, and the kind of implications it all has for the franchise as a whole. Though for this video, I'm mostly just going to give my opinions on the episodes themselves before things get too bogged down by everything else being released. So for people who haven't seen the episodes yet, this will obviously go into spoilers. If you're new to this and don't care about spoilers, here's a semi-quick summary of the 2 episodes released so far. For the first episode, the town of Pine Ridge has this mysterious landmark in nearby woods. 6 gigantic dinosaur statues that have apparently been around for millions of years, appropriately called Dino Henge. Amelia Jones, a reporter for Power Rangers Universe's BuzzFeed called Buzz Blast, no, I really wasn't joking about the BuzzFeed thing, goes to the site to investigate ghosts, but instead runs into Ollie Akana, who's studying the site with archaeologist Mother. When Dr. Akana leaves with the park warden, a purple-suited figure named Void Knight breaks into the chamber hidden below Dino Henge, tracking some kind of energy source. The keeper of the chamber, a cyborg dinosaur lady named Solon, wakes up the Red Ranger Zayto from stasis and turns Amelia and Ollie into the Pink and Blue Rangers respectively. Despite the Rangers' efforts to beat back Void Knight, he finds the energy source, a bunch of radioactive gobstoppers called Sporix, but in the struggle, the Sporix escape and fly out into the world. Void Knight leaves with the unicorn monster hatched from Sporix, and Zayto thanks Amelia and Ollie for their help with the gift of exposition. He's an alien from the planet Rafcon that was destroyed by the Sporix. They're basically like eggs for powerful monsters. And when they traveled to Earth circa 65 million years ago, he and his group of knights followed to stop them, fighting with the dinosaurs. The Morphin Masters, yeah, that's a whole other thing in itself, appeared and made them Power Rangers using the souls of the dinosaurs, turning them into stone and creating Dino Henge. The Sporix were eventually captured and sealed away, but Zayto's team was lost, and he spent the next 65 million years in stasis to watch over the Sporix. But now they're here and making monsters, so it's time to make Power Rangers. The second episode immediately follows up with the Rangers deciding that not only do they have to train to be Rangers, but they also need to alert the authorities about the Sporix. Of course, Park Warden Garcia, who's totally not going to be related to anyone important at all, doesn't believe them, but Dr. Akana does. Ollie wants to combine his mother's drone with an energy scanner Void Knight dropped last episode so they can easily search for the Sporix, but Zayto and Solon say combining human and alien technology is dangerous because something science, who cares? But of course Ollie doesn't listen, so we could have a teamwork is important lesson at the end of the episode, but also because he just really loves his mom, guys. She can save everyone. She can do anything. And she can. I believe in her. One of the Sporix hatches into the main villain sidekick of the season, this slime mushroom girl named Mucus. The unicorn monster from last episode, Shockhorn, grows big because of microaggressions, and the Rangers, mostly Zayto with his T-Rex champion Zord, eventually defeat him. Dr. Akana combines the drone with the energy scanner, which Void Knight tries to retrieve, but something technology who cares happens, and it explodes, as things do in this show. Science. Void Knight swears vengeance against her, but he grabs the Sporix left over from the defeated Shockhorn. Ollie has his mandated apology, and the Rangers alert the city about the Sporix. Void Knight and Mucus go to Area 62, an abandoned facility, and Void Knight reveals he needs Sporix energy to power some kind of mysterious machine. I'll start by saying these 2 episodes are really solid openings for Dino Fury. You can tell a lot of effort was put into really establishing the 3 Rangers, and we're already seeing fun dynamics with Amelia being into the paranormal and Ollie refusing to indulge her because she doesn't have any proof the paranormal exists, which, yeah, a character in the Power Rangers universe refusing to believe in stuff like ghosts and cryptids is still a little silly. especially since ghosts are canonically real in Power Rangers. But then again, Santa Claus is real too, so like if you can think it, Power Rangers has done it. But I think it kind of works that the main conflict isn't that he just refuses to believe for no reason. He just wants to see solid proof before accepting every little thing he hears about, which, okay, fine. Nowadays, that's actually a very admirable trait. I think out of the three introduced, Zayto might be my favorite, even though he hasn't done much outside of being a ranger and talking about being a ranger and being an alien. But I have a soft spot for like the last alien standing ends up on Earth kind of trope, even though Power Rangers has done it many, many times by now. I think it helps that compared to, say, like Andros, who spent a majority of the season emotionally detached from the team, Zayto is like really perfectly friendly and patient with Ollie and Amelia. There's a really cute scene at the beginning of the second episode where Amelia and Ollie are practicing the morphing stance and they keep messing up, and he stays really like calm and accommodating even when they make mistakes like dropping the morpher keys. I think this coming episode is going to focus on his feelings regarding being the last of his planet and his original team, who again are lost. They don't call I know Power Rangers doesn't say dead, but I think specifically saying lost is going to be important later. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him beyond just being the Red Ranger leader. Also, it helps that Russell Curry, who plays Zayto, his voice is like literal velvet in my ears. I literally love just listening to him. So far, there's not really enough about the villains shown for me to have much an opinion about them. Void Knight just seems like the typical main Power Rangers villain in terms of personality, like that domineering and serious and, oh, I will do my evil plot and I will have my vengeance on whatever. But there's like some intrigue with how his machine works and what it is, and how Zayto seemed to recognize his armor, asking where he stole it, because suddenly this is the Mandalorian and stealing someone's sexy armor is a crime punishable by death. Mucus is I'm still not over that they adapted Kurion from Ryu Soldier to Mucus. But it's kind of cool that she's a girl. Girl boss representation. There's actually a lot of girls so far, which I like. We have Ollie's mom, Dr. Akana, Zayto's caretaker, Solon, Amelia's boss, Jane, and Jane's robot assistant, Jayborg. Yeah, we get a funny robotic assistant lady just out of nowhere in the second episode. I don't really know what her point is right now. I guess she and Jane are supposed to be the comic relief duo of the season, like Ben and Betty or Victor and Monty. But a newspaper boss and her robot assistant, it's a very strange choice to make just for this particular season, which is like dinosaurs and aliens and stuff, compared to the more low-key roles the other comic relief duos had, like employees at Grid Battle Force or fellow students at Summer Cove. It just kind of feels out of nowhere. It's a very weird nod to Kamen Rider 01 and the Humagears more than anything that fits with the season. Though what is interesting about Jayborg, it ties into what stuck out to me about Dino Fury so far, how it's very meta. Jane reveals Jayborg to the staff of Buzz Blast, and she reveals that she ordered her from Hartford Robotics, like as in Andrew and Mac Hartford, that should not be hard to say, from Operation Overdrive. As I said, the Morphin Masters make a major appearance in the first episode, looking kind of similar to their designs from the Boom Studios comics. There are noticeable differences, like they correspond to the Dino Fury colors, and two of them have skirts, because apparently gender norms still exist in the Morphin Masters in the Morphin grid. And there's also like smaller moments that aren't like big cameos but still feel kind of meta, like the Rangers needing to practice the morphing stance. Them at the end of episode 2, they set up this Ranger hotline so citizens can call and report about the Sporex. And even Ollie needing to like disguise his voice when talking to his mom in Ranger form because she's like, "Oh, you sound familiar." It feels like they're making more of an effort to almost ground Power Rangers both in reality and its continuity. It's like how RPM made all those jokes about the ranger suits being spandex and the explosions when they morph, but it's less annoyingly in your face about it. Ultimately, it's fine. I do like the effort, but it's very interesting to hear all this acknowledged when it's been more or less glossed over for Power Rangers' run, and largely left for fans to work out. My fear is mostly that none of this will be used for like a plot reason. That stuff like the Morphin Masters making an official appearance in the show and the Rangers setting up a hotline was just thrown in to placate the masses who are satisfied with the smallest mention of lore or those who complain that Power Rangers is too unrealistic. Make it more than just a one and done thing is what I'm saying. One of my issues with Beast Morphers was how it turned into this big continuity nod fest that was just dumping all this past season stuff on the heads of viewers to remind them that past seasons existed, instead of making it a more natural part of the season as a whole. Though, really, watch me be a clown and the Ranger hotline be absolutely integral to the framework of Dino Fury. But anyway, as I said, Dino Fury has made a really strong first impression and a strong first start, and I'm looking forward to seeing where everything goes. I'm especially looking forward to getting our black and green Rangers. I don't think this is a spoiler, but just in case, Yavi and Izzy Garcia, the Garcia gang, they'll be coming soon. But Ollie, Zayto, and Amelia are doing a really great job of carrying the show on their own already. So really, there's nowhere to go up from here. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little ramble. And if you like the art, I'll be posting it on my Tumblr, KimberlyAnnHearts.tumblr.com, and my Twitter, at Roboterra. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.